I mean, she's so talented and she draws so much attention. And then, what's so underrated about her is her passing.
She's different. She's a beast. We talk about her being a generational talent. She has a lot of talent, and she's going to continue to keep getting better.
And so I think this narrative of like everybody hating on Caitlin Clark, and even the black and white thing, knock it off.
But she just wants to win. She just wants to win, and to me, she's gonna be my Rookie of the Year, every day.
Y'all mad cause that corn-fed Iowa girl busting y'all ass. Y'all think she too weak. She can't do this. She lead the WNBA in assists. She cooking. Let her cook. Let her cook.
Caitlin Clark's arrival in the WNBA has made waves, not just because of her incredible skills, but because of the energy and attention she brings. She's attracted a new wave of fans, and the league is still adjusting to the excitement. Teams are scrambling to find ways to slow her down, but so far, no one has cracked the code. With Clark always in the spotlight, coaches get asked about her all the time. Most choose their words carefully to avoid drama. Still, their respect for her is clear. They watch her closely, build game plans to stop her, and explain themselves when those plans fall short. That respect is earned. Clark isn't just hype, she's the real deal. But no one's handing her the crown without a fight. Coaches are competitive, and their job is to stop star players. So while they praise her, there's also a strong drive to figure her out. Another reason they hold back on praise? Their own players. Coaches know the team hears everything, and giving too much credit to a rookie, even one as talented as Clark, could hurt morale. And no coach wants that. At the same time, coaches know it's smart not to stir things up. Criticizing Caitlin Clark could easily backfire and only motivate her to play harder. So most coaches try to find the right balance. Give her credit, but not too much. How they do that often depends on their style. Some keep things quiet, while others, especially those with plenty of experience and strong records, speak more. Openly. Take Becky Hammon, for example. A six-time WNBA All-Star, former league assist leader, and longtime Spurs assistant coach, Hammon has earned the freedom to be straightforward. Now leading the Las Vegas Aces, she didn't hold back when asked about Clark and the media hype. Her honest, no-nonsense comments serve as a reminder that in the WNBA, experience still matters.
I think she's amazing. I watched every time I possibly could. And our league loves her. This has nothing to do. We're just doing our job. We're going to show up. Who is ever on the other team is on the other team. We don't really care. We're going to show up and do us. And so I think this narrative of like everybody hating on Caitlin Clark, and even the black and white thing, knock it off. It's not there.
Becky Hammon made her stance clear. She respects Caitlin Clark, but also stands with the WNBA veterans who didn't exactly welcome the rookie with open arms. For Hammon, what some call hostility is really just the fierce competition that's always been part of this league. The WNBA is about grit, pride, and earning your place. When Clark showed up with all the hype, the veterans didn't hand her anything, they made her prove herself. That's the way it works here. Some in the media and even a few players tried to paint that tension as racial. But Hammon was quick to shut that down. To her, it's all about competition, not race. And she's right. Clark's talent and star power are clear. Maybe instead of turning every moment into a debate, we should just enjoy watching her play. The truth is, most coaches and players would jump at the chance to have Clark on their team. They just don't, and some act like they wouldn't want her anyway. That mix of pride and denial came through in Minnesota Lynx coach Cheryl Reeves' response when Clark was still at Iowa. Asked about teams possibly tanking to draft Clark, Reeves didn't hold back. She wasn't just talking about Clark, she was calling out the idea of losing games on purpose just to get a future star. What she said next became one of the most honest moments in the whole.
Asked me privately, are we going to tank for Caitlin Clark and like that? Like, it's just not how I would do things. If Glenn came to me and said, Cheryl, I want you to do that, I probably would step aside and say, let someone else do that. I don't believe in that. I think if you get there organically and that's what you deserve, great. I am never going to try to be in that situation. You know, Caitlin Clark might make you want to lose every game, but not.
Reeves' blunt take on teams tanking definitely sparked some debate. While many coaches might quietly agree, some felt she went too far, especially by naming Caitlin Clark and calling out a team owner. Tanking for a top draft pick is always controversial, and there's no guarantee it pays off. No one can say for sure if it happened last season, but with such a strong draft class, it's fair to think a few teams didn't mind slipping in the standings. Still, relying on a rookie to turn things around immediately is risky. Even with Clark's talent, adjusting to the WNBA takes time. So Indiana's early struggles weren't a surprise. The league moves fast and the pressure is intense. But once Clark found her groove, everything shifted. The fever started clicking. And people took notice, especially Stephanie White. A former Fever player and now head coach of the Connecticut Sun, White knows talent when she sees it. As the current coach of the year, her opinion matters. To her, Indiana wasn't just improving, they were gaining confidence. And Clark? She was stepping up as a leader, not just to score.
Well, I think anytime you're a young team that's really growing into yourself, you know, the understanding of one another, the timing, the pace, the connectedness just wasn't quite there early. It's there now. Everybody on the floor understands how, when, and where Caitlin Clark can get them the ball. And so
Stephanie White's take on Caitlin. Clark's rookie season is one of the most balanced you'll hear. As head coach of the Connecticut Sun and a former Indiana Fever player, she was straightforward. She admitted that Indiana struggled early and looked out of sync. But she also emphasized that this is a young team still learning to play together. Clark is a key part of their progress, but she's not doing it alone. White gave credit to other players who have stepped up and reminded everyone that building team chemistry takes time. Her message was simple. Don't rush to judge a team still finding its way. White isn't alone in this view. Across the league, many respected coaches are calling for patience. One clear example is Sandy Brondello, head coach of the New York Liberty. When asked about Clark, she avoided the media hype and focused on Clark's real growth. Brondello highlighted how Clark is getting better at making smart decisions, handling tough defense, and learning fast from every game. It was straightforward, honest insight from someone who knows.
Yeah, look, like she's a great young talent, and you have to remember that she's a young talent. She's coming into the WNBA for the first time. She's going to be a really good player. I know that much. You know, but it's hard coming in as a number one. When's the last time a number one pick has come in and dominated from the start? And I think she's had some really good moments for sure. She had 20 in the first game. You were able to keep her to single digits in that last game. But very capable, can't leave her open. So I think the whole game plan's around her, and she's going to be a player that will continue to grow because I think she's a quick learner, she's got high basketball IQ. So yeah, she's going to be
The only often overlooked part of Caitlin Clark's rookie season is the immense pressure she's facing. After a record-breaking college career and becoming the top pick in the draft, Clark entered the WNBA with sky-high expectations and constant media attention. Considering all that, her performance so far is even more impressive. She's not just learning the pro game. She's doing it while dealing with some of the toughest defenses in the league. Coaches like Sandy Brondello throw everything at her double teams, traps, and constant switching, but Clark still finds ways to make a pick in it. Difference. What really stands out is how fast she's growing. With every game, she's adjusting, improving, and getting more confident. The big question now is, how high can she rise? One thing is clear, nothing has been handed to her. Clark is earning every bit of the attention she's getting, both on and off the court. While many in the league admire her, some coaches believe they can find ways to slow her down. Take Curt Miller, head coach of the Los Angeles Sparks. After splitting 2 games with Clark's Indiana Fever, Miller praised her talent and basketball IQ, but also made sure to give credit to his team's defense. It was a classic veteran coach. Move recognized the rising star while standing up for your own squad.
I mean, she's so talented and she draws so much attention. And then, what's so underrated about her is her passing. Tonight, she was able to get to the foul line a lot, which supplemented her offense. But, I thought we did a pretty good job both games on her, obviously.